Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about what I believe is the most misunderstood zodiac sign, part 1 of 2, and yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Anyway, well, first off, as far as Aries goes, I don't think they're the most misunderstood zodiac sign. They can be very direct and straightforward, very outspoken, and they can be very acrimonious when they're provoked. They will let you know how they feel about something. There's really nothing that's really misconstrued about Aries. If they're angry about something, they're going to let you know about it. So I don't see them as the most misunderstood sign. Now, going to Taurus, well, Taurus is similar in a way because they're very basic. They're about their stolidness. They like their creature comforts. They have very basic fundamental needs. So for me, for Taurus, I think Taurus could arguably be the most basic zodiac sign. They are the ones, their intentions are often very genuine. They're not as straightforward as much as Aries, but they still will let you know at some point something's bothering them. They will let you know about it when they reach a point of endurance. So I don't see Taurus as the most misunderstood sign. Now, going to Gemini. Well, Gemini certainly could be a viable candidate. They could be very contradictory and vacillating. A lot of this is attributed to how frequently they may change their mind over a certain issue or something, in contrast to Cancer, where the zodiac sign Cancer is more about how they feel about something, can go through many changes. Now, Gemini could be very mercurial, not readily understood. But the thing about Gemini is, I know they may say one thing one minute, then their actions contradicted, but people that have a general idea, conception of astrology understand why Gemini is like that. And I think for me, Gemini can be close, but they're not the most misunderstood zodiac sign, in my opinion. Now, going to Cancer. Well, Cancer, of course, they could be very temperamental, moody, and fickle. They could go through many emotional extremes, very wide mood swings. I think it's it's interesting that prolific singer Billy Joel has a Cancer ascendant. Remember, he sang that song, something about I go to extremes. It's funny the way that works out. I'm not saying he really does necessarily in real life, but he may very well, given he does have a Cancer ascendant. Now, Cancer can be very emotional, very sensitive to criticism and ridicule, but I think they're very readily understood. People understand that Cancer can be very moody and temperamental. They're sensitive to their environment. They wear their feelings on their sleeves. If they're upset about something, it's pretty much readily known to people. They don't really make much effort to really suppress or conceal their feelings. So no to Cancer. Now, going to Leo. Well, Leo can be, very showy, flamboyant. They're very attention-seeking. They want to be lauded and recognized for their achievements. They love their accolades, getting recognition. But Leo is known for their ferocity, their ferocious temper often. But Leo is not one that I would see as being very readily misunderstood. They're about their glamour and, again, getting their attention, being recognized for their achievements. They want to be praised. They also want their appreciation for what they do for you as a friend. But there's really nothing that's really misinterpreted by Leo by any stretch. I don't think they get a very loud personalities. I think people know what they're getting when they see Leo. So I would say no to Leo. Now, the next sign. Well, Virgo is often they could be very analytical, critical, and shy. I think sometimes when they're insecure, they may resort to criticizing others and saying derogatory, inflammatory things about other people. But the thing about Virgo is that they're could be a little bit persnickety. They often are very wordy, but Virgo is not a sign to me that seems like they're very readily misunderstood. I think people understand that they can be very shy, but they're also very helpful as people. Usually their intentions are good. When they help others, it's not done, usually not done in an officious or unwanted manner. So I think with Virgo, they're pretty easily read. They they like to analyze us, but I don't know if we need much analysis as far as Virgo goes to understand what they're about. So I say no to Virgo being the most misunderstood sign. Now going to Libra. Well, the zodiac sign Libra, of course, is about being fair, equitable, and balanced. They are ones that often choose their words very carefully. They're not a sign that you really see as really being that misunderstood. I don't think. They often can be very ambivalent and indecisive. A lot of that is attributed to them weighing the pros and cons of a situation. They're trying to balance things out, so to speak. They a lot of times they don't take their quick decision actions, unlike the Aries, which is really like the antithesis of Libra. Aries is very, they'll take action almost instantaneously without even having hesitation. Libra sometimes may have a little hesitation in doing this, and people sometimes may wonder, well, what's Libra doing? They're not responding to this right away, but that's only because they're trying to weigh the pros and cons of a situation, and due to their ambivalence and indecisiveness. But really, other than that, there's not much about Libra that would be very misunderstood, so no to Libra as far as that goes. Now going to Sagittarius. Well, Sagittarius, I look at them as really the like the virtual antidepressant of the zodiac. They are the ones that can make the most melancholy, disconsolate people very happy. They could actually be very beneficial to Capricorns and Taurus, who can be known to be somewhat depressive and melancholy and despondent. Sagittarius, being a mutable sign, can seem somewhat dual. They can be maybe close with you at some point, but then they wind up detaching themselves due to their adventurous nature. They are very, very flighty and very adventurous and travel-minded. They just simply don't want to be physically pinned down. But Sagittarius is really not readily misunderstood. I think people understand their basic nature, and they're just very happy-go-lucky people. They often bring a lot of they bring some luck and goodwill to who they contact due to their expansiveness, their enthusiasm, and it seems to rub off on others. They give others positive energy, which is very beneficial to them, of course. But I would say no to Sagittarius. Now, going to Capricorn. Well, Capricorn could be very methodical, very conventional and orthodox. They are basically about the true and the try. They could be very basic. They're very single-minded, and their main focus seems to be on things of business and career, their stature of life, their reputation. So they're not ones to really say that they could be readily misunderstood. They're very businesslike. They have a very conventional nature. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that. But I would say definitely no. To Capricorn. They can be, I think people, what they may not understand about Capricorn is that they can come across as somewhat callous and undemonstrative, but in a lot of cases they actually do have a warm spot if you can really see it, especially as, say, for example, if somebody has a Capricorn ascendant, but they have a much softer sun sign such as Cancer or Pisces. It could be hiding or suppressing a much warmer sentimental inside. Now going to Aquarius. Now Aquarius can be definitely a viable candidate as the most misunderstood zodiac sign, because they could be somewhat paradoxical and enigmatic. They could be very progressive but yet intransigent in their viewpoints. They can be friendship oriented but yet have a way of being aloof and detached. They could be very difficult to know in spite of making friends readily. They could exhibit warmth in their friendliness, but yet they could still have that cold side to their demeanor. group oriented, yet they have an independent streak. They're very enigmatic. They could even be paradoxical in spending habits. They might be frugal over minuscule items, but yet extravagant over prodigious ones. But still no to Aquarius. Now Pisces is the, I see them, and a lot of other people see them as well. Some may concur and subscribe to this theory, others may not, as the amalgamation of the 11 previous zodiac signs. They could be somewhat cryptic and nondescript, and really they might defy classification because of this. They could be the most complex zodiac sign. You know, sometimes a lot what they say is ambiguous or it's misconstrued, but yet but I think people that have a general idea and conception, a fundamental idea of astrology, at least will understand this about them. Their introversion and isolation may be misconstrued as snobbery, when the reality is they may simply be trying to get away from the harshness of the world. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the most misconstrued zodiac sign part 1. Stay tuned next time, where I'm going to reveal which sign I think is the most misunderstood zodiac sign in part 2. It's going to be entitled The Most Misunderstood Zodiac Sign Part 2, and I'm also going to elaborate and elucidate on the reasons I think that sign is the most misunderstood sign. 2 things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel, and secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Till next time, people, stay well.